like Muha, sometimes I feel like there's just like there's like a wall and there's a door.
No, it's a window.
Oh, sorry, it's a window.
Of opportunity.
And it's closing.
Yes.
Yes.
It's all about perception, man.
Absolutely.
Perspective. Hurt people hurt people. All right.
So, this has been an interesting day, hasn't it?
What is this on? This doesn't make sense. It doesn't do anything for us. Does it?
Why do you choose when we're recording to work through these issues?
Yeah, I don't know that does anything other than like shine glaringly off of our faces. I think this is better.
Sure, whatever. I don't care.
Sure, whatever.
Yeah, we're already extremely low budget. One of these days we'll actually like.
Yeah, let's.
That's as far as it goes.
Oh no! Was I turning it down?
You were turning it down.
How did that happen? That's not.
It goes up and then it goes down. That's how
Doing it live. All right, here you go. All right, here, just hold this here.
I'm just
fine. Here, just put this straight and this.
We could have done this when the camera wasn't recording.
But it's funnier this way. Okay, whatever. Anyway.
One of these days we gotta get a real set.
I mean, you chose to do it in the car, not in my house.
I did. It's true.
We could have.
It's good. You start getting nostalgic for the Ad Astra review, and I was like,
Here,
let's recapture some of the energy.
Just put.
I don't want your deal. Whatever you're looking at.
No, just put this.
Decathlon.
No. It's just refuse the cookies, and then we just like put it here, kind of, and it'll just sit.
I mean, it looks like good camping equipment. I just don't know why it's on my face.
Well, because it's a white page, and it'll just like.
I don't think it's gonna make that much of a difference here.
It's more than you think. Look, that's with it. That's without it.
I just look like a fucking lighthouse.
Well, I don't control your skin tone, Michael.
But you are literally controlling how you light it right now.
And then due to the innovation, you can adjust the. There you go. There we go. That's actually a lot better. Good lighting. So we saw Bullet Train.
Shit I put up with. Anyway.
I do this for your show.
And I love you for that.
I've literally put like hundreds of hours into helping you with your channel.
And I'm not saying I don't appreciate that.
Doesn't sound like it right now, buddy. Not feeling super appreciated.
So we saw Bullet Train.
I watched 50 Shades of Black for you.
That was fucking like 9 years ago.
Doesn't matter. It was still, I'll never forget. So Bullet Train is a fucking blast.
I did have a lot of fun with this movie.
It's a stupid movie.
Yeah.
It's a stupid movie.
It's not as smart as it thinks it is.
It thinks it's smart?
I don't know. It feels like it's doing like, oh, look how like clever and witty we are kind of vibe. I don't know. But
I think, well, I mean, no more so than like Deadpool.
Yeah, but I feel like one thing I had trouble adjusting to, at least in the first act, and I like this movie. I got used to it. Yeah. I like warmed to it, but it took a little bit because I was like, okay, it's one thing if Deadpool's talking like Deadpool. It's a little distracting when everyone's talking like Deadpool.
So this I quickly got into this because this is one of my favorite little, like, rarely seen subgenres of movie where it is just overwritten. Yeah. And everyone is just like, I don't understand how people can be okay with Marvel movies and not this.
There are levels. Don't start with that shit. I deal with it on Twitter.
One of my, I mean, not everyone on Twitter's wrong, Michael.
Shut the fuck up.
So one of my favorite movies, like 20 years ago, of course, was Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels. Because, every fucking teenage boy loved Guy Ritchie, right?
Yeah.
And Lock, Stock, and Snatch were just massively popular back then. One of the, like two of those can't miss kind of deals. It's funny considering Brad Pitt again.
Yeah.
But they did this thing where it was like this criminal ensemble where nobody was really a good guy, but they all had these great personalities and they all went on these weird little monologues and it was all wildly implausible and wildly entertaining. And it was where we got to meet people like Clive Owen. Not Clive Owen, who was that guy? The other dude, the dude fucking... Oh, God, I don't remember. Not Clive Owen. The dude who reminds me of him.
That does not help me.
It's... In Lock, Stock, he was a dude with the sun who smashes a dude's head in the car door near the end of the movie. But if you've seen the movie, you know who I'm talking about. But anyway, this gave rise to, like, the occasional movie inspired by that, where it seemed to follow a similar format in that there were a bunch of different groups killing each other eventually throughout the movie. And this included things like Smoke and Aces. It includes things like Seven Psychopaths and Free Fire.
I did love Free Fire.
So this is that kind of movie.
Yeah.
And I knew that immediately. And so I got into that mindset, and I really loved that kind of movie. We get them so rarely. And this one is just having fucking fun.
Like beyond a doubt, like whether like how well you do with the overwritten aspect of it aside, like it is clear everyone's having a fucking blast making this.
God,
and
that
you do
headlight makes me look whiter than you. That's terrible.
Oh, that is bad.
Oh, I look dead. I need to go outside more. Oh my God, I'm Middle Eastern. What the fuck is this? Yeah, there we go. That makes
I was gonna say, buddy.
Oh no. Anyway.
The chaos energy that this car brings out, apparently.
I mean, it's fitting considering the movie we just came out of.
Yeah, true. But like, yeah, as I was saying, like, it is very clear everyone's having a great fucking time making this. Brad Pitt is fucking hysterical as like this just kind of like this obvious like criminal assassin type who just doesn't want to be, and he's trying to get like in the Zen hippie shit.
Yeah, he's back on the job with a new Zen mindset, and his handler keeps on going like, I don't think your therapist doesn't know what you do. Like, you're a criminal. You do contracts. And it turns out he's mostly a snatch and grab guy, but he just ends up somehow accidentally getting people killed throughout his jobs. It's just a motif for him, and it stays true through this movie. And he's really just trying to stop fights and defend himself, but ultimately people just keep fucking dying. And he keeps saying it's his bad fucking luck, but really, I mean, throughout the movie, it's pretty good luck most of the time.
Yeah,
it saves his life.
in the right circumstances.
Yeah.
But no, it's like it's just, and Brad Pitt is clearly just having the time of his life, just playing this character who is just, again, so active. Like, dude, I don't want to do this. I really don't want to be here.
The one guy who's attacking him, he's like, I don't even know you, man. Hang on, let's just like he's like, can we just talk this out? And he's like, nope. Like, like he's good at his job, but he just doesn't want to do it.
Yeah.
And oh my God. Oh, that's pretty bad. Yeah, the sense of humor with this is all just these character archetypes being played against each other.
Yeah.
And it's not necessarily that original, but it's done well. I honestly think this is this guy's best movie. I haven't seen Atomic Blonde.
Atomic Blonde was also overwritten as fuck, but that one took itself more seriously.
That's the thing, though. Like, I feel like that's a certain kind of movie, and as long as you're sort of into it, like, it's fine.
Atomic Blonde had great action sequences. It was just...
I heard.
It was an impossible to follow plot.
I haven't watched it yet. I still want to. But, like, the other two that we know of is Deadpool 2 and Hobbs and Shaw.
Yeah.
Both movies
we enjoyed.
That had great action sequences. And Deadpool 2, like, still had that weird tone that both Deadpool movies have for me, where it's really entertaining all the way through, but never really elevates above a certain level.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. Yeah.
Like, I love both movies, but somehow I can't rate them higher than, like, a 7.5.
I think that's fair.
Yeah, like, you get what I mean. And then Hobbs and Shaw was just stupid and fun. It was overwritten in the same way.
Yeah, but like in much more tongue-in-cheek fashion.
Yeah, exactly. But I feel like this was just as tongue-in-cheek.
No, I agree.
So that's why I think this is kind of the perfect blend of all the stuff that this guy's done before.
It's more just like you really just have to adjust the tone and the pace and all that stuff. Like,
I adjusted faster.
Yeah,
that's the
I think that's really like because for me, it kind of at least in the first act, it's probably why I was so apprehensive at first. It was kind of giving me Trouble the El Royale vibe.
Oh, that's the other movie I was thinking of. Big Trouble at the El Royale.
Big Trouble at El Royale.
Bad Times at the El Royale.
Or something like that.
Yeah.
But either way, like that movie, I kind of criticized because like, okay, it has this larger than life characters, has this larger pace, but it was a case where the movie would just slow to a fucking crawl to give character backstory at the worst time, and it just killed all momentum.
I remember hearing a lot of good things about it, and I bought the movie when it was on sale because of that. And I remember just watching it once and being very meh about it.
That's kind of how I was too. It's like, and I wanted to love it, and I really wanted to get into it, but it's like, it's again just everything stopped dead in its set, like dead center.
It had all the ingredients to be better than it was, which was what was so much more disappointing about that. And I think the key about this is that it manages to overcome that.
It does.
There is a thing where it's very clear that the filmmakers wanted to do these fun little montages in the middle, like whether you're establishing character backstories or just like the thing with the water bottle near the end, which was just totally pointless. But at the same time, it was like, oh, this is just like a fun little short film.
At that point, you're invested.
At that point, you're like, all right, another one, sure.
Because like it does kind of wear you down as far as that goes. Because especially when you start getting like the whole backstory with the wolf character and how that goes on.
I love that.
Well, a good long time, and then like the pieces come together better in this than it does in like Trouble with El Royale.
I think in the same way, like it kind of reminds me of something like Kill Bill in that sense.
Sure. Yeah.
Where it has those sequences where it does like go like, hang on, we're gonna rewind and cover this backstory for like 5 minutes and then come back, and it's fine. Like the backstories are stylish enough. The actual plot itself is interestingly constructed enough. The way that these characters run into each other is actually really fun. And I loved seeing them interact and like bounce off of each other.
Yeah, and that's really where the heart. That's where the movie works the best, is when these characters are talking to each other, because they have good fucking actors playing them.
Yeah, that's a good time.
And like you and I,
Joey King is even somehow bearable in this.
Which one's Joey King?
The girl from Wish Upon.
I never saw Wish Upon.
It's where she came from. Like, wasn't she also in like not Truth or Dare, but
oh god, I forgot about Truth or Dare.
God, it was one of those other like really shitty, cheap like horror movies with teenagers a few years ago.
That is not narrowed down.
I know there was like a whole spat of them for a while. Like that was when the Slender Man movie was made, and it was,
fucking Slender Man.
Yeah, like she was in like a bunch of these shitty, cheap horror movies, and I don't blame her for that, but at the same time, I can't really take her seriously as an actress yet. Yeah. And this is another thing where, I don't know, I want to see her in a more serious role at some point, but here she's just kind of chewing the scenery.
Yeah,
and she does fine for who she is.
Yeah.
And I was surprised how good she was at the accents that she did.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not familiar with her normal accents. I don't really know. I don't have anything to compare it to.
I don't know.
I'm sure I've probably seen her in something. I just don't remember what it is.
But without getting into spoilers, let's.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and Tangerine and Lemon. We talked about this.
Yeah, you and I had the exact same conclusion.
Yeah.
With Tangerine and Lemon, because
one of our criticisms for Umbrella Academy.
Yeah, was how they just butchered Hazel and Cha Cha.
Yeah, they were very different from their comic book versions.
Like night and day.
And the ones in the series were kind of fine, but they kind of felt kind of weirdly pointless as far as character development goes in my mind. Like
the TV series or the comic series?
TV series.
Okay, yeah, like in this case where they didn't. They expanded their role and just completely changed everything about them. And like, to this day, it's like don't hold much grudges against comic adaptations, good or bad, just because, like, okay, they made whatever changes they need to make. That one I will never forgive.
It's a pretty big change, and it didn't really make a lot of sense, and it felt like they were just trying to do something more with it, and they failed greatly in my mind.
Yeah.
But Tangerine and Lemon in this movie feel like the original comic book versions of Hazel and Cha Cha. Yeah,
closer.
A little closer, but it gave me some happy feels because they are that casually psychotic.
Yeah.
And
like, not
their little
quite
flashback was great.
Their little flashback was great. Like, it wasn't quite as, like, coked up on just sugar that the original Cha Cha was, but it's like, it felt much more akin to what that dynamic should have been than what it actually was.
Not quite as manic, but definitely pretty great.
But so yeah, like, and who plays Tangerine? Like he has like a James McAvoy vibe, and I know it's not him.
I've never seen him before.
He looks familiar,
as far as I remember, but I did like him. He was very good in the role,
and I was surprised by how invested I got in those two.
Yeah, they were a good pair. And Lemon was played by that dude who played Paperboy in Atlanta. He's been in a bunch of other things since then. Like, he's been doing pretty well for him. I'm happy for him, but I will always remember him from being Paperboy in Atlanta.
I still need to see Atlanta.
Atlanta's so good, dude.
I've heard it's really good.
It's shockingly good. It's like, it has weird surreal elements on top of it that are unexpected.
Okay.
And just very occasional, but they're there, and they kind of make you go like, wait, what? And
that was Aaron Taylor Johnson.
I don't know who the fuck that is.
Yeah, you do. He's Kick-Ass.
Kick-Ass?
Yeah.
Wait, what? The kid?
Yeah.
He was the kid?
Yeah.
Holy shit! Our baby boy grew up.
Yeah, now he's Craven the Hunter.
Oh, damn, dude. Damn. He grew up nice. Look at him. Good for him, dude.
Yeah, he was
Good
also in the first and the 2014 Godzilla.
Wow. I totally didn't realize that. That's crazy. That's pretty cool. Oh, shit. He was also in Tenet. Very cool.
Yeah,
I rewatched Tenet, by the way, again recently.
So did I, actually.
It gets better each time.
I don't know. It's still that for me. That's still meh for me.
You just gotta let go of the character development, man. It's not about characters.
That doesn't make it interesting for me.
It's interesting because of the puzzle box element of the movie.
Sure, if you're into that, that's great.
Yes.
I don't really care about that in movies.
You get so many other characters in so many other movies. This is
Which
something
is why
different.
I like to watch like any other movie.
All right, fine. Tenet's great. But it is the most Nolan-iest Nolan movie.
It absolutely is, and I don't like discourage anyone for liking it for the fact that it is a great puzzle box.
It's like if Inception just gave up on trying to like make you really care about anybody, and then like, you know, because I would rather he go in the other direction with what he's good at, which is like these weird conceptual ideas, than, you know, trying to be sentimental like Interstellar.
Yeah.
Yeah, that didn't quite succeed as well for me.
Better or worse.
So yeah, but I don't, why are we getting surrounded all of a sudden? I don't know. This is a really big family. They all went somewhere together, and they decided to go around both sides of our car.
Don't you miss these weird ass shenanigans that happen?
I do. My favorite one is still the Jesus Rolls one.
The Jesus Rolls one is amazing.
It was the best. But yeah. But so the characters in this movie, the way they interact is very functional. I don't know that it really succeeds that much in terms of really making you care, but I also don't know that it's trying to, because it's really just going for the melodrama.
Yeah. That being said, like when something happens to one of the characters and their reaction to it, I was legitimately kind of like, oh.
You're like, oh, well, I didn't come here to feel feelings. Like,
yeah,
what the fuck is this?
So like, it is a very like style over substance movie,
Yeah.
and that's fine. Like, I'm okay with a little garbage food every now and again.
But Brad Pitt consistently steals the show.
Oh, he is, again,
the whole time. He is consistently just like in this tone of like, what the fuck? Like, he's like, why is this? No, come on, man. I don't want to. All right, fine. Why does this keep happening to me? Like, it's that tone through the whole movie, and he's so good at it.
Like, he kind of sounds like that friend who has the much more impulsive, crazy friends, and they're just constantly trying to pull them back in.
Yeah, and he's like,
where there's like, wait,
fine.
dude, do you got, okay, fine, all right. I guess
Can we
we're doing.
not? That's, okay.
Look, man, can we just talk about? Oh, Jesus. Okay, fine.
I guess we're doing this. Takes off his hoop earrings, you know, like.
Yeah.
Just, but
no, he's having like such a blast, and it is a blast watching him.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of hoping this is where he's going in his late stage career, because the man still looks amazing for his age.
Yeah, absolutely. He's still able to do some surprisingly good like physical fight scenes for his age.
But like I there's something I've noticed, like when like actors age out of that like leading man romantic role kind of vibe, where they just kind of just do whatever weird shit they want.
Hold up. It's weird because I feel like people have always tried to pigeonhole Brad Pitt as that romantic leading man, and the only thing he's ever done that's really come close to that in my mind is Meet Joe Black. He's always been like this weird like actor that does these movies that are not really that kind of thing. Like if you think Inglourious Bastards, Fight Club, like
all right, touche.
Snatch.
Yeah.
I've always felt this about Brad Pitt. Like he's just,
Mr. Mrs. Smith maybe.
I mean, sort of, but that's also more of an action movie than a romance. Like, the thing is that I think he's just really fucking hot, and that's why, like, I'm not attracted to him. He's just objectively an attractive man.
Sure.
And he's been famous for being really fucking hot since he was, like, really young.
Yeah.
So, he's aged really well, and he's still really fit, and he's still, like... He still doesn't really take roles that bank on his looks necessarily. He really does take these roles that are just like well written and interesting instead, and I've always respected that about him.
For sure, yeah, that's fair. That being said, if he does start going like into wackier roles like this, like towards the end of career, I will be happy.
Yeah,
as opposed to like more straight man roles.
I mean, like if he, I think he has a charm to him that is much more suited to something like this than something like, say, John Wick.
Yeah, it's like
Keanu's definitely going well down that Wick line, but this is just something totally different.
It is. So, like, I kind of want to see him take the Hugh Grant route, where he's kind of like, you know, stop being like the straight leading man, just whatever the fuck you want to do. That's gonna be a little wacky.
Hugh Grant has taken some weird stuff recently.
I love current day Hugh Grant for that reason.
Nice.
I
need to get more into the stuff. Wasn't he a villain recently?
Paddington 2, baby.
I still need to see Paddington 2.
But
I heard it's incredible.
I love Paddington.
Everyone
2.
loves Paddington 2.
The family's back.
Yeah, they're only on one side of the car. I don't feel as threatened.
But like it's just hear me go like, "Where are you going, bear?" just I'm really playing up that accent.
Plays better, dude. It reminds me. Recently, I saw someone. They posted a picture of Bob Odenkirk and David Cross playing like Mario Kart backstage when they were making Mr. Show, like from that era.
Yeah.
And because someone was defending the fact that Bob Odenkirk has always been a gamer, and someone was like, "Is that fucking?" Is that Gargamel from the Smurfs movie? And they're like, the fact that that's what you recognize David Cross from is such a trip. Because he has been in so much shit that is so classic, and you just know him from Smurfs.
Like when I just see David Cross in. What We Do in the Shadows. That's what I just watched him in.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, he cameos in that for like a minute. But
well, thanks for spoiling that for me.
It's like...
You spoiled it, Michael!
Okay, you know what? You're like up here. I'm gonna need to take it down.
You've been yelling this whole time. You have a natural volume of yelling.
I have. That is not my fault.
You're terrible with spoilers.
You know,
terrible with spoilers.
Look, man. I'm feeling pretty.
You spoiled
right
Ex
now.
Machina for me back in 2015. I've never forgotten that.
Jesus Christ! 7 fucking years ago. Let it go.
Call back to the what was it? Actually, I think it was the best of 2017 video that we did.
Okay, you know that's. Like, at that point, if you haven't seen the movie, that's kind of your fault.
That is a shitty perspective to take, Michael. That's what's commonly referred to as victim blaming. We'll get back to that when we do bodies. But this is point being.
Fuck you.
Point being. That'll make more sense when we review that next. But this movie's just a delight. Like, It's everyone in it does well at their roles, and they're just having a blast doing it. And it's actually got a really interesting cat's cradle of fucking crisscrossing shit happening.
Yeah.
And when you get to the end, it is gratifying. It is
the third act's fucking great.
Suitably insane for what this movie is. It's even more insane than I expected, and I was very pleased.
Yeah, no, third act is really where it all comes together very nicely, and it's a lot of fun. Yeah. And just things get fucking nuts. Some of it's in the trailer, if it's not, so I won't say anything beyond that.
Yeah.
But there are some
of the kills, dude.
Some of the kills are great, and some of the surprises. Like there was one in particular, both you and I cheered.
Yeah. But just one kill, like I just literally just went, oh!
Yeah, you and I both did.
Yeah. So it's not high art.
No.
But it's a good fucking time.
Yeah.
If you enjoyed the general like entertainment value of something like Deadpool 2 or Hobbs and Shaw.
This is where we just gotta let go.
Yeah, it's so much like it is definitely upgraded in this movie. It's better. If you wanted to like those movies, but they just were a little too meh for you, this still has that tone of humor in it, but I still think it's better than them because it manages. It's like the next level of that kind of thing, and I'm glad that he's clearly evolving with this style.
Like, I do think it's overlong. I don't think it needs to be 2 hours.
I don't know. I think it wrapped up pretty well.
It does wrap up pretty well, but more like, I feel like you could have trimmed some of the fat.
Maybe, yeah. I think some of the stuff from the first 2 acts could have been trimmed a little bit, and I think that
probably more scenes with the little girl could have been cut in half.
I feel like it started to drag a little towards the end of the second half.
Yeah.
And then third half is just third half.
It makes up for it.
Towards the end of the second act, the third act is where it really fucking picks up, and you're like, oh, okay, this is fine.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But I had a blast.
Yeah.
I had a really fun time.
I had a lot of fun. So.
If you just want to be entertained, Bullet Train will do the trick.
Yeah.
You could say it hits its target.
We're gonna have a conversation when this camera turns off today.
We've been having a conversation. That's what we're recording.
A more private conversation. There have been some hurtful words spread about in this car this evening. I do not appreciate it.
Die mad. can't even hold a straight face with you.
Why do you wound me this evening?
It's just funny.
My pain is amusing to you?
Yes. And our audience. You see what they're attracted to in our reviews. Like, they have fun watching us in pain.
Doesn't mean I like it.
That's why they like it. There is an inherent schadenfreude to some of the viewing experiences. You have to... Watching me rant and scream for an hour about Ad Astra is not entertaining because I'm having a good fucking time. It's because I'm mad.
But why do you gotta take it out on me? I think that's where the issue is.
Because I do it for your show, Michael! I do it for you! It's all for you, Michael! It's all for you.
I'm gonna go cry now.